I am giving you a step today by which you can receive and bring into manifestation the reality of the life force of Christ, manifested in confidence, one in the substance of body, mind and soul with the Christ. There will be no separation through death. We have believed that it was necessary to die to get rid of the body, which is the cause of all disharmony and ill health, and that we should attain harmony on the other side. But we have to take our harmony with us. If we have disharmony in us here, we shall take it with us there. We only change our bodies as we might change our clothes, for those that will function in the world of light. But if we have not changed ourselves, we shall be living on the same earthbound vibrations there as we have been doing here. In passing from this world to the next, we shall not necessarily be changed in ourselves, for the lack of love, energy and light which has starved our bodies here will continue to operate there. We are dependent on love in all worlds. Jesus stressed this always. He made clear the necessity of functioning in harmony here. Children in understanding, we must learn that wisdom and knowledge, apart from love, take us further from the kingdom of heaven. If we are without that substance of harmony which is our birthright here, we shall take all our capacities for pain and worry with us into the next world. We must bring into manifestation the oneness of substance of his body and blood, which is the real meaning of the sacrament. The cosmic breath is a great step forward towards freedom, for oneness of rhythm with his heart is the rhythm of freedom. When we function on the heartbeat of Christ, we are one with his bloodstream, which is eternal energy and equilibrium. That is the first step in the sacrament of Holy Communion. I hope this second step will be as flashingly real to you as it is to me. From the beginning of the technique of light, we have received light into our hands. Now comes the recording of that receptivity. This is an exercise for the illumination of the brain, in which you draw the light through the little fingers. Stand or sit with your hands up and palms facing one another. In a flash, each little finger is lit up with a tiny bulb of light. On an in-breath, the light flashes up the arms, crossing at the nape of the neck, flashing into the head at ear level, and running round inside the head 12 times. It is breathed out on an out-breath from the egoic center. The quickness of the sensation is most important, and it will vitalize the brain and the whole of the body. Do not try to direct it. It cannot be imposed, but depends upon our cooperation. It cannot function perfectly without oneness with him. If we do not believe we can receive, we shall make it much more difficult to do so, although something will certainly happen. Stop your minds from hurting you. The mind of a child can receive it, and we must understand that we are children in light, and as such can receive this condition of oneness. The light comes in on an in-breath and spirals out of the egoic center on an out-breath, charging every condition of brain, mind and nerves, changing matter in the brain, which has, up until now, been starved and remained dormant, charging us with divine energy and making us one with his body and, in due course, with his blood. Then all those things which have up till now had to be dealt with by the mind will become effortless, and we shall achieve a new normality through functioning in harmony with transcendental conditions. We shall no longer function through concussion of mind with mind. It is the beginning of non-resistance. We shall be able to absorb into our minds and change those conditions of controversy which we have previously fought and thrown out. We shall be able to take in all conditions of disharmony and give back the rhythm of unity with his mind. It is a heavenly feeling. The skull and its contents are charged with light. The fingers are magnetic contacts. When our heartbeats are one with his heart, and our minds lit up with his mind, and our fingers in contact with his, we shall be taking the sacraments of Holy Communion, receiving his body and blood. The 12 double circles will light up the whole of the skull. You have only got to visualize the light in the fingers, and the rest follows in a flash. The two currents cross and go round the head in 12 vivid golden spirals, so that the head is lined with gold light. I know that the cosmic condition which feeds all human hands can only be received by the individual in whom the magnetic condition of attraction is consciously working. One thing I think is particularly important to bear in mind with Olive Pixley's exercises, as I've found, is that we really shouldn't linger or dwell over them too much, as in that respect it's quite different to other meditations where we go into things deeper and deeper and think longer and longer upon them. With this, there's more spontaneity. Doesn't matter if you feel that your imagination hasn't quite met her imagination, that you maybe aren't seeing things in quite the same way as she describes them. In a way, the visualization is, I would say, the least important part. It's more the sense of attunement that's important here, and the immediacy and the sense of slipping through time, not being stuck. So if, as I did, you found the first part of the magnet, which was the cosmic breath, quite challenging, it might have been because you were dwelling too much. The yoke should be easy, the burden light. So let it come to you in a flash, I would say.